rape in marriage. BMW sound like bad mad wagon. Not only am I saved, I'm saved and sanctified. The revolution is alive, and we must continue to document it. Freedom! It is Monday, the 20th of January 2024. My name is Rodney Monker, and I'm broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Welcome to Freedom March. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you. Good to be here.
I want to return to that forum which the Health Minister, Dr. Michael Darville, held on Thursday. Thursday is a very important day because the Ministry of Health brought together some very distinguished parliamentarians, ministers, and of course some professionals who discussed rules. I want to discuss a very strange shooting and a very strange knife, and how in the midst of it is a Negro woman, and her matter is the kind of social problems that contributes to violence, but no one at the forum has dealt with that issue. So please forgive me, because while I have taught about that crime which was committed on Carmichael Road on Saturday, or was it Sunday? It was either Saturday, I think it was Saturday, the 18th of November, 2025. So we look at it, we look at how love can lead to violence. How a woman has to give up certain fundamental rights in order to reduce the level of violence, no matter what the society says. Because this society is unable to stop a man who pulls out his gun and begin to shoot. Because to start off with, that Negro who did those shooting, he knows he will not be hanged. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. A woman, 2 men, and 4 Negro children. I'll be right back after the break. Hold on, everybody. It's a beautiful day in the Bahamas.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. My spiritual advisor is Bradley Rule, and Bradley is ready to give us a spiritual lesson. Bradley, are you ready?
Yeah, thanks so much, Senator. Good to be here. We're going to read today from the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2, 1 through 8. The Apostle Paul gives his charge to Timothy. He says, I urge then, first of all, that petitions, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings, and for all those in authority, that we may live peaceful and quiet lives in all godliness and holiness. This is good and pleases God our Savior, who wants all people to be saved and to come to a knowledge of the truth. For there is one God and one mediator between God and mankind, the man Christ Jesus, who gave himself as a ransom for all people. This has been witnessed to at the proper time. And for this purpose, I was appointed a herald and an apostle. I am telling the truth. I am not lying. And a true and faithful teacher of the Gentiles. Therefore, I want the men everywhere to pray, lifting up holy hands without anger and disputing. 1 Timothy chapter 2, 1 through 8. I read from the NIV. The word of God is forever and ever praised. Amen. Thank you, Lucia. Back to you, Senator.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Indeed.
Well, folks, it is a wonderful day in the United States of America. Today, the 47th President, Donald John Trump, was sworn in as President of the United States of America and as Commander-in-Chief. It was historic, it was powerful, and those of us in the Bahamas who campaigned for Donald Trump, we rejoice recognizing that a peacemaker has taken over the office of president, and Donald Trump has moved swiftly by signing a number of executive orders. And among the executive orders that Donald Trump has signed, well, as of today, there will be two sex now. Whatever you were born, whatever God made you when you were born. So if you were a male, no matter how you may believe that a girl is trapped in your body, Donald Trump says, you shall remain a male. And if you are a female, you will remain a female. And gone are the days when a man can say that he is transgender. So Donald Trump, with the signing of a pen, has thrown the concept, the ideology, the sin of transgender into the sea of forgetfulness. So it's a brand new day in the United States of America, and as Trump ascends the presidency, there is peace emerging in the holy city of Jerusalem. And we are told as Christians that we should always pray for peace in Jerusalem. So it is a great day in the United States. It's a great day in the world. And Donald Trump is committed to repossessing the Panama Canal. And he's only doing so because he says it constitutes a security threat to the United States of America, and the fact that they have returned the Panama Canal to Panama. Donald Trump is very upset that Communist China is operating the Panama Canal. So he plans to take it back, and of course the cartel, that's the drug smugglers, the drug dealers in Mexico. Donald Trump has declared that they are terrorists, and as such, there could possibly be an invasion of Mexico only to capture the people that Donald regards as terrorists, the people who are smuggling tons of cocaine and marijuana into the United States, which constitutes, according to President Donald Trump, a security threat to the United States. The president has also warned that he's very, very concerned over the mass smuggling of illegal immigrants into the United States of America, and immediately action will be taken to catch those who are in the United States unlawfully and to send them to the place where they first set foot from. So an example of it would be, for instance, if a person departed the Bahamas, notwithstanding he might not be a citizen of the Bahamas, under Donald Trump's revolutionary policy, that person must be returned to the Bahamas. So it's a great day in the United States. It is the beginning of a golden age in America, and thousands of tourists in the Bahamas are celebrating it. Now, how do I know? Very, very early, I had breakfast at Bahama. There I met many American tourists who, upon seeing me in my Donald Trump regalia, they saluted me and they told me it was only a matter of hours. There's a professor. She is a professor in communication, Professor Truss. I was happy to welcome her when she told me that her son name was Truss, and I told her that in the Bahamas it is a matter of trust. And she was so excited over the fact that we here in the Bahamas were supporting Donald Trump, to the extent that she had her 16-year-old son, who has his own talk show in the United States. She had him come over to meet me. So it was a great, great day as I celebrated with various Americans who approached me. I said nothing to them unless they approached me. And we celebrate the swearing in of Donald Trump. So it was a great day. So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald John Trump. powerful is powerful. So, on behalf of the Bahamas, I salute Donald Trump and the American Revolution. So it was a wonderful swearing in, and practically every living president attended it. There was President William Bill Clinton and his wife. And then, of course, there was President George Bush and his wife, Laura Bush. And, of course, there was President Barack H. Obama, but his wife, regrettably, she did not attend. She told the media that she was not coming because when Barack was president, Mr. Trump had said he was not born in the United States and that constituted a security threat, so she is not going to come to his inauguration. Well, outside of that, everything was nice and smooth. The Chief Justice of the United States, it was him who swore in President Donald Trump, and an Associate Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court swore in Vice President J.D. Vance. So it was a great, great occasion, and power has been transferred peacefully. President Joseph Biden, he did a wonderful job. He attended the swearing in, accompanied by his wife, his outgoing Vice President, Kamala Harris, and her husband, and gracefully he sat and listened to the speech of President Trump. And it was only when President Trump announced how a day before he became president, the hostages were set free in Gaza. And of course, Kamala Harris, followed by President Joseph Biden, they then stood, joined the crowd, and cheered. So it was great. There was wonderful political maturity. And as I told you, it was peaceful. There was no coup d'etat. The armed force remained disciplined. And of course, the citizens were peaceful. So it's a great day in the United States of America. And Donald Trump is committed to building a wonderful economy in America. And he is committed to making America great again. So it's a wonderful day. And I thank God that the Commonwealth of the Bahamas sits right at the front door of the United States of America, and with good political representation and diplomacy, relationship could only mature, and we will benefit economically from whatever progress, whatever economic expansion that takes place in the United States of America. So it's a wonderful day. It's a glorious day. It's a day that those of us who are alive shall remember for many, many years to come. So all I can say is, God save the United States of America. God save President Donald Trump. God save the revolution. It's powerful. Bradley, what's your opinion?
Well, I didn't get a chance to actually watch all of it, but it was a very interesting inauguration, to say the least. Donald Trump, 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, has promised to make America great again. So let's just see. We got 4 years to watch him execute the office of the President of the United States of America. But what is fitting, though, is that his inauguration did not forget God.
Oh, hallelujah.
They did put God first. And by God, I mean the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our great God and Savior Jesus Christ. He stood out for the most part during this inauguration. And it does make sense. I think Franklin Graham quoted a passage of scripture that says, "Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord," and that of course is Yahweh. So, PGF, when you put God first, the nation, of course, will go to higher heights, and hopefully it should be a great nation, which it is, the United States of America. That's my 5 cents, Sandra.
Well, I'm certain you will congratulate the Donald.
Yeah, of course, man. Congratulations. Yeah, Sandra. I
Yeah.
don't know if you could hear me, but anyhow.
Listen to me. Donald Trump hears everything. He can see things. He knows things. Take it from me.
But, no doubt he may, as he executes his presidency, he may stand at the center of controversy sometimes. And of course, he seems to be going after some of his promises.
He's going after them?
Some of the things he mentioned, it seems as if he is going after them. True, he wants to rename the Gulf of America. The Gulf of Mexico. He wants to name it the Gulf of America.
Well, he has
understand.
announced that the name has changed.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Very soon you're going to see the president of Mexico show you a map. And they're going to show you where some of those southern states were part of Mexico at one point. And this renaming of the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of America, may seem to be hypocritical to some. Because years and years ago, those southern borders actually were part of Mexico or South America. Anyhow, but we'll see what happens, eh?
Well,
see.
I support the geographical renaming of the Gulf of Mexico. I think the Gulf of America is a wonderful name.
Okay.
It's a wonderful name. Listen, folks, there was a peaceful surrender of power in the United States of America. No coup d'etat, no violence, no bloodshed, no shooting. It was peaceful. God save the United States of America. God save the president.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, and callers on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2020. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm going to invite my spiritual advisor to pay some bills. Bradley?
Thank you so much. Saturday, February the 15th is going to be a night to remember. It's Back to Love, our Valentine's event. Coming for the first time at the amphitheater. Freddie Jackson and Regina Bell, along with our very own Essence Band. So get ready and save the date, February the 15th. Follow us on this show and all social media platforms for more information. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union with MoneyMax. Download the MoneyMax app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. MoneyMax. Live your Max life. All right, that's it. Back to you, Sandra.
I thank you, my spiritual...
Oh, sorry. You got another read? Do you enjoy watching Freedom March? If so, advertise your business today for as low as $50. Call us now at 557-0258 or 557-0255. Sorry, 557-0258 or 557-0259. All right, so please don't forget the Impact package, Impact at a Glance. We get 20,000 views daily, 1,500 dailies on other social media platforms. So the daily TV spots, $50 plus VAT. That's best price. Please call 242-557-0258 or 557-0259. Back to you, Sandra.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor. Well, folks, having told you about the swearing in of the 47th President of the United States, Donald John Trump, my final contribution to this glorious event is that this morning I came in contact with many American tourists, and of course they were attracted to me because I was wearing my Donald Trump hat. And from the conversation that I had with them, they were happy to be staying at Bahama. They thought the services were very, very good. They thought the staffs were very, very professional, and they loved coming to the Bahamas. So I told them I was excited to hear it, but I was particularly excited over the fact that it appears that there's so many Republicans, supporters of Donald Trump, who are visiting us. They are welcome, and I'd be so grateful if they would be kind enough and spread the word all over the United States that the Bahamas is a friendly country and a wonderful supporter of the United States of America, and the vast majority of the citizenry, they love the Donald. That's President Donald Trump. So it was great interacting with the tourists, many of whom approached me. Well, having said that to you, I want to come back because there is a significant meeting which the Health Minister, Dr. Michael Darville, held on Thursday. And if I am correct, Thursday was the 16th of January. The meeting was held in the Andrews Room at Bahama, and we were discussing rooting out violence in the society. And you would recall that I did talk about it on Thursday the 16th, and I was moved to speak about it on Friday the 17th. Well, on Saturday the 18th, a very interesting crime took place in the country. I'm certain that you are familiar with Blue Hill Road South, near a street, I think, which is called Moonshine Drive. A Negro female, she became the center of a controversy, and you would recall that I pointed out that one of the fundamental problems that we're faced with is we have to educate the woman them. We have to talk to them. There's something gotta be wrong. And I ask the public to think about it before you react to what I'm saying. Something has to be wrong for you to have 4 children and you fall out with their father and you find another lover. How do you divorce that man? He's the father of your 4 children. He's come to love, hold, and possess you. Now, I'm of the opinion that any woman who got 4 children for a man should not leave the man. And if she leaves the man, she should not find herself another man. That sounds unusual. That sounds difficult. And for some people, it may be stupid. Well, let's look at a woman who didn't leave the man, who left the man. And the man became very upset wherever he saw her and her new lover. There was a row. And he was very jealous. He didn't like anybody bothering with his children's mother. So a confrontation developed. And the new lover, he pulled out his knife. And the children daddy, he pulled out his gun, according to the police. And in the course of the action, the gunman, his distance was further away from being stabbed, and he was able to successfully shoot the new lover in his face and over his body. I'm of the opinion that women have to learn that once you put yourself in a situation, our society, our judicial system, our police force has not matured. Nobody gonna like it. And they are able to effectively prevent the man from harassing you and the lover. Because if they could have, the shooting and the attempt stabbing would not have materialized. So, none of the professionals who spoke at the forum to rule out violence dealt with the fact that there are many women. They have to learn that if you choose Tom, you better stay with Tom, especially if you have all them children for Tom. I know you're going to argue that she is entitled to woman's right. I know you're going to argue that she should not be abused. Well, by grab, the police wasn't able to stop the shooting. All right? Wasn't able to stop the shooting. So there's some decision that men must make and women must make. And I'm of the opinion that once you have 4 or more, you could never leave the man, especially if he is crazy over you and has a gun. It's amazing that I have to try to see how to address these social issues that the professionals don't seem to be able to deal with. All they talk about is women are being abused, but women are contributing to the abuse. For goodness sake, if you have 4 or half a dozen children, for one of the man them, you better stay with him, because look what it's leading up to. Shooting, stabbing, and attempted murder. You don't want to comment on that, do you?
No.
My spiritual advisor doesn't want to comment on that. So that is what has happened. And in order to address these social issues, the question is, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do to educate young women in their first selection of a man? Remember I gave you the story of the girl that I loved from Bainstown? I used to call her Footsie because she had a big, big foot. And Footsie said she couldn't like me. Footsie called me a dog. And she chose a better man than me. And Footsie and the children live in the back of the yard on the washstand. Now, certainly, if she had chosen me, I could have taken her to Black Village. And Mama them would have helped me to knock up one room in the back of the yard for Footsie and them children. But Footsie made a choice. She thought my boy was a better man than me, and perhaps he was. But by grab, Footsie ended up living in the back of the yard through Pratt Alley off of Ruberdane Lane. So I'll tell you that. Well, having said that, I'll give my spiritual advisor an opportunity to raise
not
an issue.
to comment on Footsie. I mean,
I say to raise an issue.
Yeah.
You already told me you're not interested. What you raving about?
No, yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
There's a very controversial article that has been released by the American Press News, AP News, and it says that Pope Francis is calling Donald Trump's plans of mass deportation of immigrants a disgrace. I find it to be very interesting and ironic, to say the least, that the Pope is criticizing the 47 president's immigration policy to deport people who are in the United States illegally. He calls it a disgrace. But there's just so much things that goes on in the Catholic Church, in particular, to disgrace priests that are often found guilty of so many other things. And the Catholic Church has to pay an exorbitant amount of monies to families who has been somewhat disadvantaged by priests of that church. I just thought I'd mention that because of the hypocrisy of the Pope. Calling mass deportation
You
a
sound
disgrace.
like
On one
you
hand,
sound like
and then
Miles Monroe.
and then on the other hand,
You sound like Miles
don't
Monroe.
seem to be able to control some of those priests in the Catholic Church. I just find it.
My spiritual advisor, you're being
It's the height of
you're
hypocrisy.
being grossly disrespectful.
You think- no,
because
the article
one,
is here.
Listen to me. One
article is here.
issue. One issue has nothing to do with the other issue.
It's just an opinion that
Are
I
you
share.
telling me that in the first century church there's no disease?
I didn't mention anything.
I asked you a question.
I didn't say anything about
Are
that,
you
Senator.
trying to tell me
No,
that
Senator,
in the,
don't raise your voice to
in
me
the
that, man.
first century
I-
church,
I-
are
no,
there
no,
no gay men?
I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking
I
about this
asked
article.
you a question.
No.
Yes.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
But why are you shouting at me and running on? I was very calm
Don't
in
get
my
distracted.
explanation.
Don't get distracted. I think you are
All I'm
disgraceful.
saying is that
if you
this
are
is
focusing,
it's very
if-
hypocritical. That's all.
There's no hypocrisy in that. You
Really?
don't think that Haitians should be in the Bahamas.
That's not true, Sandra.
You don't think that Haitians should be here
If-
unlawfully.
if
Do you think that
the law
Haitians-
doesn't say.
I asked you.
The law
What is your
doesn't-
opinion?
The law doesn't want
What
them
is
here
your
if they're
opinion?
here illegally,
What is
Sandra.
your opinion?
Sandra.
You are.
If you leave a country and cross people's borders without doing it correctly and you breach the immigration laws, what do you want the country to do?
How then
We
can
want you
you
to-
attack the Pope over his criticism?
Because because the United States is very clear that people who enter their country illegally, the word is illegally,
Yeah.
that they'll be dealt with.
But
Same thing with the Bahamas.
If you wish to deal with it on that issue, deal with it on that issue.
I'm dealing with it on this issue.
No. No.
I just find
Your hidden
the Pope to be
allegation-
very
I'm going to put it to you again.
hypocritical.
Do you think that the people of the first century who lives now in the 21st century, they are not sinners?
Yeah, man.
You don't think they're gay?
But we're talking about
Answer that
hypocrisy.
question.
Senator, I don't know. I
But the
couldn't tell
man
you.
who sat with me and you eating in the western part of the island, he's a gay man.
Which man?
What the hell are you talking
What
about?
you getting upset for, though?
I'm getting upset because I thought
And
your
listen,
attack was
but
duplicitous.
I'm not being disrespectful to you, you know.
I'm not being
but this-
disrespectful to you.
this
I think your attack
shouting-
is duplicitous.
Yeah, this-
Don't get distracted by
No,
my
I have
shouting.
to, because it's
Deal
offending
with the
me.
issue.
It's offending me, brother. You don't have to talk to me like that, man. Come on, man. Be respectful.
Wow.
I'm not shouting at you, Senator.
You sound.
If we're going to have a
Listen
discussion,
to me
let's be
again.
respectful.
You sound like the late Miles
Anyhow.
Monroe.
You're upset.
I'm not upset.
I'll leave that.
I'm not upset.
Yeah, you have to be.
No! Your duplicity. That man who sat with me and you.
Which man?
The one who you told me was a brother in your church. He's a gay man.
Which brother? I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you don't know what you're talking.
Where
you know
me-
exactly where me and you. I'm not going to call the people names.
Where will you have dinner?
Anyway,
You have to say where.
doesn't
At Bahama?
matter.
Was that Bahama?
You and I have never had dinner at Bahama.
Oh.
All right?
But I don't know what
want
you're
you to
talking
stop
about.
your duplicity.
I don't know what you're getting mad at, but I'm just talking.
It is your duplicity.
The Pope says-
Listen to me. You sound like Miles Monroe.
So what does that mean?
Ukune exactima. Lei fini avion kaze.
The Pope says it's a disgrace.
All right? Anyway,
It's amazing, eh? It's
you
amazing.
have to learn to be respectful to other Christians and so forth. You have to learn to do that.
I mean, but if they're wrong,
All right.
I mean, it's okay to criticize them.
You have to learn to be respectful.
That's all right, but if they're wrong,
You heard what I just said to you?
You know what I mean?
You have to learn
Senator,
to be respectful.
Would you agree that the Roman Catholic Church had to pay out some like over $230 million dollars
do you want
to
to-
families in America
Are you
for
aware
priest
that in the
abuse and
first
children?
century church, some of the members smuggled dope?
I don't know anything about that.
Right? So all of sin.
Yeah, but what you getting
So-
upset
so-
about?
so-
We're trying to have a discussion here. What you getting upset
We're not
about?
having a discussion. You're being scandalous.
I'm reading an article.
You're being scandalous.
How?
You're being scandalous.
So
That's the same thing you do.
so
That's the same
priests in the Catholic Church have not been found to be practicing.
What about the
certain things.
man in the first century who sat with me and you? You told me he was your brother.
Where?
You know exactly where.
You have to say where. Santa, I don't remember.
Okay then. Let's keep it just like that.
I don't know
All right.
where. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, I think you should
Anyhow.
keep quiet and let me conduct this show because you're being scandalous. When you're not attacking the Seventh Day Adventist Church, you're attacking somebody else, and I don't want to be unkind to people in your Christian denomination.
What you getting upset for, though?
It is
I'm
your,
not attacking you.
I didn't see you attacking me.
Okay.
I say that you
want
have
to
to stop
want to straight on that.
being the way you are. You sound like Miles Zeroda. Miles Zeroda, not you. You sound like Miles Monroe. And ukune exactement les
Don't be
fini
upset.
parler con papa.
I just hate.
No.
Listen.
Avion crasé. Avion crasé. Où connaît ça?
In this world, there's no more room for hypocrisy, Alexander. Remember that.
Anyway,
There's no more room.
let's leave it alone. I think you're being disgraceful.
Can we pick another topic? you we get another one?
Yeah, you could choose another.
Yeah, in the Tribune, there's a photo of Jobert Colby Davis and Chester Cooper. And apparently there seems to be some rumor that Jobert Colby Davis may be challenging Chester Cooper for leadership. And it has caused the Prime Minister to get involved and to release a statement. Producer, you have that photo? Is it in the Tribune for real? Because I'm understanding that they're saying that it is in the Tribune. And as a result of that, the Prime Minister had to comment on it, if you can show it. And so the Prime Minister says, I've been made aware of a political ad that was placed in today's Tribune, which appears to suggest a challenge to the Deputy Prime Minister's position. To address this directly, the Prime Minister continues to have the Deputy Prime Minister continues to have my full confidence and support as the Deputy Prime Minister and as the Deputy Leader of our party. The innovative work he is doing to revitalize our tourism ministry is central to our plans to expand our economy. So the Minister of Energy and Transport is doing excellent work in her ministry, driving forward our country's first nationwide comprehensive energy reforms to bring down electricity prices and strengthen our grid for reliability and resilience. Our cabinet is working together as a team, united in purpose, tackling the hardest problems our country faces, problems that have been neglected far too long. We are focused on delivering results during difficult times. We have important work to do, and we're doing it together. That's interesting that the Prime Minister now has to come out and publicly comment on this supposedly.
What do you think fundamentally was the problem with the ad?
To me, let me tell you how this ad really looked.
No. What do you think fundamentally was wrong with the ad?
I don't know.
You didn't see the ad?
Yeah, I see it, but it's
And you don't
just
see-
seems mischievous to me.
You don't see what the problem is?
Yeah, I don't know. It could be political mischief. That's how it seemed to me.
Let
I
me
don't
tell
know
you what is
who
the
it is.
problem with the ad.
What's the problem
First
with
of all, the Progressive Liberal Party government, if there's no legislation in place, should move expeditiously to pass law that tells newspaper, radio station, and TV station any ad that is being advertised, the sponsor name must be identified. All it says, it's a paid advertisement. Paid by who? So when I saw that, I said, okay, it's political mischief. It should say, paid by the Free National Movement. If it's the FNM, and which FNM paid for it, or paid by the PLP, whichever PLP paid for it. The time has come where we have to pass legislation to prevent people from pulling those kind of dirty tricks where you can just create political mischief and nobody knows who's responsible for it. Legislation will correct that.
So you want to know who the person is?
Well,
Why is that important to you?
if we knew who it was, then we'd be able to tell, okay, it's somebody in the PLP or it's somebody elsewhere. As simple as that. Yeah, that is what is needed, where people take responsibility for their advertisement. So I run an ad, advertised by Rodney Monker. Simple as that. So when the public see the ad, they know, okay, it's Monker who placed this ad. So that is what in responsible newspaper. Now, if somebody had reproduced leaflets and was circulating leaflets, that's a different story. But if you're advertising in the Tribune, in the Nassau Guardian, on this TV station, we ought to know who is the person. That's what I think, and that would solve the problem.
Oh, that's interesting. But it's been floating around for a while. I just was shocked to see that it end up in the newspapers. It's been circulating on social media for a little while. So is there any truth to it?
How am I going to know if there's any truth to it? What you said, the Prime Minister said.
But you're very much
What
entrenched.
did you say?
I can't remember. I just read it, but I can't remember what he
Wow,
said.
man, stop
He's
being
just-
dishonest, man.
Rodney, I
You
read the
have
article.
the article.
Right.
Just look at the article again
Yeah.
and see what the
All-
Prime Minister
all,
said.
all he did was he talked about the work that the Deputy Prime Minister is doing, and then he talked about the work that Joe Kobe Davis is doing in their respective ministries.
That is
That's
not
he did.
all that he said, according to what you read to me.
Okay, so I'll
you
have to
went
read
to
it
St.
again.
Augustine College.
Listen,
you
Sandra,
said you
I'll have
read.
to read it again.
Hold on a second. You read to me that the Prime Minister say he has confidence in Chester Cooper.
Yeah, okay.
Goodness
So-
me!
so-
I want you to stop being dishonest, man.
Sandra, all I'm telling you, I read it, but I'll have to go back to it to recap. That's all it is.
Oh boy!
Don't try to force nothing in my head, Sandra.
I'm not
I read it.
forcing anything in your head. You read the article.
I'm asking you, is there any truth to this?
What does the Prime Minister say?
Okay.
What does he
So
say?
you don't know anything about it then? That's what I'm asking you.
Goodness of mercy.
You don't know anything about it?
Oh, my spiritual advisor.
Sandra, this has been around on social
Yes,
media
but the Prime
for a
Minister
while.
has now rebuffed it.
Okay.
So why, if the
So it
leader
isn't
of
true.
the hold on a second, if the leader of the PLP rebuffed it,
Then it isn't
why
true.
are you being ignorant
So it isn't
and
true.
continuing to report it?
So it isn't true.
Right.
We'll see.
Oh boy. This is Freedom March. God save my spiritual advisor. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Hope need to get saved.
God save the King. It's powerful. I'll be right back after the break. Hold on, everybody. The devil got him.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. At 5:30, I invite the wife. You may call and give your position as it relates to your experience in Bimini, having had all them children for the man. We'll listen to what you have to say. Probably it's birthday time, isn't it?
Yeah, we got a couple birthday shout-outs to do today. On top of the list is Livia Sweeting. We understand that Livia Sweeting is celebrating the birthday. We want to wish the strong daughter of ours, of Livia Sweeting, happy birthday. It's coming from her mom, Tracy, and daughter, Rikia. Love always. Happy birthday, Livia Sweeting. Felton Colley is celebrating the birthday. Happy birthday to the matriarch, Mr. Felton Colley, who is celebrating his 90th birthday today, January the 20th, 2025, coming in from all of his children, grandchildren, his great-grandchildren, family, and friends. May God continue to bless him and keep him for many more wonderful years. Okay, Clay Panther is celebrating a birthday. Happy belated birthday to Clay Panther from your love, Yinny, your kids, your grandkids, your family, friends, especially Tia, John, Casey, Bryson, and Shelley Panther. They love you. Marvin Clark. Marvin Clark is celebrating a birthday today. Happy 49th birthday to Marvin Clark. It's coming from your big sister, from her three beautiful daughters, Nadell Roll, Joel King, Jalen King, her mom Ophelia, her sister Erica and Portia, two brothers, Philman and Travis, all the nieces and nephews. Do enjoy your day. Marvin Clark. Natalie Roll, we want to wish this beautiful niece a happy 27th birthday. Coming in from your mom, Marvinette, father, Nathan Roll, two sisters, a grandmother, Ophelia, aunt, Erica, uncles and grandfather, Captain Morris Roll from Black Point. And then, of course, there's our anniversary. Shout out going on to Ronaldo Forbes. Happy anniversary to extended to Mr. and Mrs. Ronaldo Forbes, who are celebrating their first wedding anniversary. Greetings coming up from the their parents. Let's see, what else do I have here? Children, family members, and also friends. Did we miss a birthday shout out? I think Simone. I think I did send that in. Didn't I send it in to you, producer? We want to wish Simone Miller a very special birthday, coming from all your family, friends, and of course all of the members of the Happy Power Church of Christ. So happy birthday to Simone. I did send it in. I just wondered if you were going to download that photo. All right, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I wish to join the spiritual advisor in wishing each and every one of you a happy, happy birthday. And I think it is powerful. Well, the national chairman of the governing Progressive Liberal Party, Fred Mitchell, he had some comments to make in the aftermath of the alleged strike by the Trade Union Congress. So, as you are aware, this is what Mr. Mitchell say. Progressive Liberal Party, that's PLP, Chairman Fred Mitchell said, egotism and pronounce this big word for me, my spiritual advisor. What?
Mania.
Mania. And megalomania. Thank you. And megalomania. I got it?
Yeah.
Thank you, my spiritual advisor. Have no place in public life as he hit out a Trade Union Congress President, Obie Ferguson, for his unrepentant stance over the industrial action TUC affiliated union stage last week. Mitchell said the two-day strike led to learning loss at affected schools, prevented some families from collecting the remains of loved ones at the public morgue in Freeport, and goodness me, and added some people may have died because doctors and nurses call in sick to work. Their leader is unrepentant, though in fact he pronounced himself to the press. He pronounced himself to the press that his action was effective, Mitchell said on Friday. He was able to stop teachers from going to school and the children not to learn lessons on those days. The leader is a lawyer, and by issuing a voice note which clearly encouraged and sanctioned, please forgive me, and sanctioned an unlawful act, doesn't that leave himself open to civil penalties for damage, also for disciplinary action before the Ethics Committee of the Bahamas Bar Association? So, the Progressive Liberal Chairman Fred Mitchell, he pointed out that dead people, their remains at the morgue in Freeport could not be collected because the people were on strike. And he pointed out that doctors and nurses either may have or could have contributed to patients not getting proper care and thus to their sickness and or death. And he pointed out that Obi, who is an attorney at law, an officer of the court, and a member of the Bahamas Bar Association, based on his unlawful behavior, could be subject to an ethics committee hearing. So this is powerful. So that is the response of Fred Mitchell. My spiritual advisor, you don't have any comments, do you?
No.
Okay, this is great. Let's see what's happening. Well, we have a woman. She thinks that the government is dragging its feet on the violence bill. So let's talk about her, because she happens to be, I want to show you how small the society is. She's she's the maternal second cousins of my paternal. No, got it wrong. She is the maternal second cousins of my maternal first cousin, but me and her not related. So I know this Negro lady from she was a little girl. So that is the good thing about living in the society and knowing everybody, okay? So let's see what she says. Government criticized for dragging feet on anti-violence bill. A local women's rights activist has criticized the government for dragging its feet on the implementation of the Protection Against Violence bill, accusing officials of using the bill's passage to appear supportive of women's rights while failing to do anything substantial. The bill would establish a commission that is intended to support victims, liaise with police when victims face insufficient cooperation and recommend a national strategic plan to combat violence. It would also work with the minister to ensure adequate shelters for victims across the country. However, the commission has yet to be established and there has been little official communication about its progress. Prodesta Moore, the daughter-in-law of F&M stalwart Maurice Moore, president and founder of Women United, suspects substantial movement will take place closer to the next general election. So that's Maurice Moore, daughter-in-law. So I'm going to leave it just like that. It's one big political game that's going on. That is not to say that we need legislation, and we do have legislation that protects men and women. We have legislation that protects people, and I know her very well, very, very well, so I have to be very careful how I criticize her so as not to give out family business. Don't forget who I said she is. Her maternal second cousins are the Cox, and the Cox are my maternal first cousin. So you see, I knew her when she was a baby. See, I know her. So I'm going to leave it alone because the family link is so close, and I don't want to get my first cousins upset, who happens to be her maternal second cousin. So I'm going to leave that just alone because they always accuse me. They always say to me that they're tired of me getting on TV and just talking family business, because normally when I'm talking, you might think I'm talking about strangers. No, I'd be talking about my family. And they pick up and just get upset with me. So I thought I'll tell that to you, and I'll let you know that Modesta Moore, she was in the DNA, and she wasn't saved, okay? So she wasn't saved. See, I know her very well, very, very well, and she wasn't saved. And I don't want to bring up, she's talking about a lot of these things, and I don't want to bring up Maurice Moore's name. Okay? I don't want to do that. So this is powerful. Do you want to comment on that, my spiritual advisor? No, you don't want, right? Yeah, this is case, this is beautiful. Why I thought I had the Minister of National Security, some comments that he made with reference to the undertakers. You remember the undertakers say they ain't picking up any more dead people. You know, there's a lot of time when you have to call if you have a family death after the police would have determined whether or not it looks suspicious. They then send for the undertaker, who will take the body to the Princess Margaret Hospital for further investigation. And so the undertakers are protesting, and there was an article that I saw where National Security Minister Wayne Munro was questioning this big, big bill that they were putting on the government dam. Yeah, goodness me. Let me take this call and say to her, don't talk, I'm on TV. Don't talk, I'm on TV. I can call you after the show. That happens to be one of my first cousins. I always test to see if they're listening to the show. You know, you talk Prodesta Moore, and they call. So I say, well, now, you better, let's talk after the show, because I don't want, you know, I have to play family with them now that I old, I got to play family with them. I play family with them. But back to that point that I was making, in which Monroe appears to be challenging this bill. And I can't find the article, even though I thought I had forwarded it to myself. I cannot find it. And you know, my spiritual advisor, he's mad over my criticism, so he ain't gonna help me.
I'm mad over no criticism.
Okay.
I just think it's just ridiculous when you get ready.
Wow.
Minister of National Security Wayne Monroe questioned the veracity of a funeral home director's claims that he is owed more than $40,000 by the Royal Bahamas Police Force for a collection of bodies from crime scenes. Serenity Funeral Home and Crematorium CEO Michael Hepburn said he has not been paid since May of 2024, and noted that he and other funeral homes will halt their services to the police until they are paid what they are owed. Monroe, however, said that while his ministry does not manage the Royal Bahamas Police Force current budget or recurrent budget, the total provided by Hepburn, if accurate, suggests that this funeral home is getting far more business than others. So I think they're saying that to remove a body is $550. And so if this young man's funeral home is owed $40,000, it means that he would have removed some 72 bodies or 73 bodies and was not paid. So
$500 for a body?
$550.
$550?
But he's saying that's chicken feed. He said that's an insult to the morticians based on all the equipment that they have to use and the
What
time.
all equipment he said they use?
He didn't say, but
Well,
he said he spent sometimes 3 and 4 hours on a sudden death. So he have to get to his bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. He got to get his staff out, and they got to go to the scene, and you spend 3 and 4 hours there while the police is doing their assessing and all this kind of stuff before the body's released, and then they got to take the body to either to the morgue or whatever funeral home. So he's saying $550 is a slap in the face.
That's
based
very
on-
expensive, though.
Well, it's not. Okay. I don't know.
I
don't know. I'm not in that field.
I think it's very expensive, and I think young men and women should get in the business. Okay? Essentially, you would need like a body bag, perhaps a van,
But you have to be trained to get into that business, though. You need a license to do that.
and you need a license to move a body.
I am almost certain that you do.
You don't need no license to move no body.
But you have to have a business to do that. The Royal Bahamas Police Force will not conduct business with any Joe Blow off the street to
Mr.
remove
Virtual
bodies.
Advisor, nobody said that the person mustn't get a business license.
Oh, okay.
I am suggesting that young people with all that money, I didn't know all that money was there. Because
Yeah, but you need to, if you're in the
had-
business, you can't say all that money, Santa. You see, you're not in the business, so you
spiritual-
don't know what that $550 does
my spiritual
or
advisor,
doesn't do.
My spiritual advisor.
No, see, sometimes a lot of
in the
people who are not in
Bahamas,
business like the
Funerals
comment on
in the
things.
Bahamas are too expensive.
That's a different story.
All right?
Could be right on that, but that's a different story.
And the moving of a body is very expensive. And if all that money is in the body moving business, I'm certain that young people should think about getting into business. And whatever training that is needed, you can get the training.
They need equipment too.
You need a truck.
And you need a vehicle.
You need a vehicle, you need a truck, you need a van.
Because I don't know if they're going to
And-
allow you to just throw a body in the back of the truck and carry
My
it.
spiritual advisors, stop making it crude. They throw bodies in vans.
Yeah, you're trying to
all
make
the
it look
time.
easy. But I'm sure there's some things involved
I
in
am
that.
trying to say that we could, with all that kind of money, we can encourage a lot
Santa,
of these
you believe
young people.
$550 is plenty money
That's plenty
in the
money.
Bahamas?
Yeah. That's plenty money.
$550?
Yeah.
That's all kind of money
That's plenty
for
money.
business to have to move a body.
Yeah. That's plenty money.
You can't be serious.
So we should encourage younger people to get in it. Your friend, he has a couple of hoists.
if they have the rent a house, it's going to cost them between $250 and $300 to rent the house.
Yeah, well,
So if the body is $550,
Yeah.
the first expense in that is $250.
okay.
So you got $300 to play with.
Man, I'm
and then you got to
certain-
pay the fellow who lift in the body. He won't get paid
My spiritual advisor.
because some of these bodies you can't lift by yourself.
My
You need
spiritual
two
advisor.
persons.
All
So-
bodies, you need somebody to help you. lift it.
Right. So don't say $550 is plenty money.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to talk with Monroe and ask him how do you get into business? And depending on what he says, I'll go look for Horace Miller and see if I can cut a deal with him, and we could be 50-50.
Yeah, but you got to pay Horace if you want
I
rent
have no
Horace
problem.
house. You got to pay Horace between $250 and $300
No,
just to rent his house. You think he can cut a deal for you?
Horace and I will split the 500. He get 250 and I'll keep 300. How does that sound?
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah, so Monroe is very concerned about it. Yeah, he's very concerned about it. What else did Mr. Monroe said about these bodies?
He said quite a bit. It's in the Guardian.
Okay, you don't have the article with you.
I do have it. I have to pull it up.
Okay. Yeah, we have to find ways to create jobs for people. In 1968, a steel casket cost $1,300. Today, they will have kill you with the same steel casket. Certainly, there's no reason why the steel casket can't remain at $1,300.
You do
We need
realize
to find a way to bring down the cost of burial, the cost of funeral. Okay?
it's expensive, but you realize that national insurance contribute. They do give you monies towards burial, right?
Yeah, but if a person dies, survived by children, children need clothing to come to the funeral. And all I'm saying is we got to find a way to cut down on the cost of funeral.
I agree. Funerals are expensive.
Right.
I've experienced 2 already, so
Right.
I can tell you it's not a cheap thing.
And how then did you become a victim? You were playing class. You see, you was not supposed to play class because that man, you know who that man is. He play class with you and get all that money. All right? Once you have a funeral, you go to the undertaker. My brother had a funeral, so we went to the undertaker. And I sat and I listened to my brother and him. And when he finished with my brother, I had to say to my brother, right in front of the undertaker, listen, Johnny dead. All them things he got you ordering will not bring Johnny back. You need to cut back on that, okay? And how Johnny had leave 2 children. What you can give the children if you put all them in the grave. Okay? So it's a kind of situation which exists in our country.
Now, $40,000 is a lot of money. So this man has not been paid since March of last year, and so it adds up to after a while, because it does seem as if he's gotten jobs. And he removed
Did you
70,
get the impression
he
from
removed 73
Monroe
bodies.
that the police must see wasn't sharing the bodies?
Yeah, it does seem as if they're all on a rotation.
So
And,
if there is rotation and the police give him one, all
Then-
them body,
then
that smacks of something that's improper.
Well, no, it doesn't mean that.
What does
It
it
can mean that he's probably the only one who's willing to come out of his bed 2, 3 o'clock in the morning at times. You know, others may not be willing to do it. This man, I know this young man. He's a young man. He's vibrant. He's full of energy. He's very professional. His funeral service is right down there on Blue Hood Road. I'm north, across the road from BEC. So it could mean that he's probably the only one who said, listen, I'll come. Police may have called this one, the next one, because 2, 3 o'clock in the morning is difficult for anybody to come out.
Man, stop,
you know what I mean?
stop saying that.
This is true. This is true.
This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. The Undertaker wants $40,000. I'll be right back after the break. Hold on, everybody. Donald Trump is President of the United States of America.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. Bradley, you want to do an ad?
Yes, we can not. Pay attention. This is very important. Pay attention. Do you enjoy watching Freedom March? If so, advertise your business today for as low as $50. Contact us now. Hold it. 557-0258. That's 557-0258. Or you can call 557-0259. A lot of folks been asking me, and I'm glad we have this ad. A lot of folks been asking me about spots on Freedom March. So here it is. The Impact Package on Freedom March. Daily TV spots, $50 plus VAT per spot. This is the best price. This is the best deal you can get to a show that is widely watched by viewers all over the world and the Bahamas. So we have 20,000 people watching us daily on TV, and of course some 1,500 digital viewers, either Facebook or TikTok or whatever other platform. So please, if you want to advertise here with us on Freedom March, please call 557-0258, 557-0258, or 557-0259. Thanks so much, producer. Back to you, Senator.
Well, folks, before I let the spiritual advisor open the line, I want to tell the Tribune something. Last night, to the Tribune, me and a certain unit of the Royal Bahamas Police Force were together when many of you were in bed. Should I come out and tell the country to prove to the Tribune that I do work? Do I tell the Tribune what me and many police officers do at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or 4 a.m. in the morning? Wayne Monroe doesn't even know about that. So, I might be provoked to say it. And then when I say it, people are going to say, you are irresponsible. But there was a special unit of the Royal Bahamas Police Force that did a wonderful job last night after consulting with me. And that happens many, many nights and many, many hours of the morning. In fact, what I have now started is to create a big parking space. So when they show up, they don't have to be in the road. I thought I'll say that for what it's worth. I would have told you what unit it is, but today I won't tell you the unit because I don't want the country to know that I interact with the police from time to time and many, many times. Okay? Oh, you may answer the phone, my spiritual advisor.
All right, the lines are open. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. Call us if you want to speak with us today. The lines are officially open. 323-7775, 698-0775, 698-0776. Don't forget, please, to turn your radios or TVs down before we engage your call. Okay. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Okay.
Could you turn your radio down for us, please, sir?
Okay.
Please. Thank you.
Joey, where you at? And I on the phone?
All right, go ahead, callers. Let's go ahead quickly. Let's see how quick we get it done.
Okay, hello.
You're live.
How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Spiritual advisor.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Michael, this is Wonder Woman down.
Woman, behold the leader.
Yes, sir. Now, Mr. Michael,
Yes?
I don't like how you talk to spiritual advisor. This is a new year, man.
You have to speak.
Just have more respect
you
for
have to
him.
tell him that he has to start respecting different Christian denominations.
Not if they're wrong.
Nothing to do with it. It's the way you answer him.
I have to answer him that way because he was disgusting.
No, come on, Sandra. Don't justify wrong, man.
Okay?
There's no excuse to talk to people.
My love.
Senator,
My love.
you have to talk to him better than that. He's a grown man. He's not a child.
Right.
I know he's not a child, therefore he should put aside childish things and act responsibly.
Yeah. I tell
Well,
you.
why you need to apologize to spiritual advisor?
For
you know,
what?
'cause it really don't sound good.
He sounded like the late Miles Monroe.
What that has to do with it?
Le Miles Monroe pale mal su papa.
I know
Avio
I did.
aklikaze.
I know I said.
The spiritual advisor station.
Oh, he understand what you're saying, but
No.
anyhow, in the near future,
Yeah.
he's have more respect for spiritual advisor. He don't need to
Okay.
him the way I used to talk to him.
I thank you for your advice.
Y'all have a blessed day.
God bless
you
you, eh?
too, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775. 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
How are you?
Doing well. Thank you so much.
That's good.
Great.
I'm just calling to say that I totally agree with Mr. Monta in reference to the morticians and how much they're charging. I feel like the government should just open up a department and hire people to do the job, since they feel as though the 550 is not sufficient funds. Because the 40,000 could I hire 2 people for the year. And it should be audited to know that one individual was able to get all of that business, all these different homes that are here in the Bahamas,
Wow.
that need to be audited also. So, Mr. Monta, I do agree with everything that you say.
I thank you, my dear. I thank you.
All right. Thank you, caller. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
From Special Advisor.
Yes, ma'am. How are
Good
you?
afternoon, Mr. Munkar.
Hello, my dear.
How you doing?
Listen, I am fine. How are you?
Thank God for life. I'm not doing too well. My husband had passed.
Oh.
Doing the work, and I just wait.
Please,
This was a butler.
Please have my sympathies.
Yeah, sympathies to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. And regarding the he was on the air talking
Sorry?
from the 19th of December to now. I'm still trying to get my husband buried properly.
What is the problem?
Well, the children chose a plot in Woodlawn,
Okay.
and it's one chaos. After the day, I had to go to the doctor.
Okay. Very expensive, eh?
And it's expensive,
Yeah.
but you will pay for almost $900 for any place they give you.
It's disgraceful.
Any place they give you, Brother Munka, I have to sit down and talk to your spiritual advisor. My
Okay.
husband hasn't gone to rest, nor has yet.
Really?
Wow.
We had to leave out the graveyard because it was a hazard, a sport that it was. I did not want to go live in it, but it just keeps bothering me. It's bothering me to see how people are just taking in people's funerals are very expensive.
When you say you had to leave the graveyard, you're not suggesting that you had already taken the body there, though.
We already took the body there. We were ready to do the funeral, and my daughters, they were looking around, and the children there, because I can't do no far not walking. They told us to give us a spot under the tree.
Okay.
Under a tree.
Yes.
That was one price. Then they said they were doing me a favor. And it seems like nobody wants to touch these people. Oh, God, help me.
Listen, you must come see me so we can talk about it. I'm so sorry to hear, but I...
Well, the funeral home said they didn't put his body down because everybody had to come out there because another lady had fallen I don't know if you all watched.
Oh, yes.
Something on the, did you watch it?
Yeah, I saw it on social media. Yes.
Well,
Okay.
that was my funeral. That was my husband. I am torn
okay.
apart. I am torn
What-
apart.
what
I
hap-
hate to do this.
What happened in the graveyard?
Somebody fell through the
Another grave in the hole.
Yes,
A big
yes.
hole.
Oh.
They can clean that up. Please.
Listen to me.
When
This.
the government.
Go ahead. Listen to me. There's a problem that I don't like at these funeral homes. One time ago, you get to the grave, they put the body down, they bury it. These days, they send you home and don't bury the body.
That's it.
Oh.
It's not going to even hear my husband say. Just after we left him there, and Woodlawn took over. The funeral home said Woodlawn took over.
And the body has not been buried yet?
I tell the children I don't know whether they have it down in the hole. Special advice I live right in the back of Ribson Park. Please,
Give me a call
Yes,
tomorrow,
please. Okay.
and I would drive to the grave to see. Call me tomorrow. My number is 801-5760. 801-5760. Call me about 10 o'clock.
We are so sorry, ma'am. We are so sorry.
Call me 10 o'clock so I could check it myself. I know the owners.
I know you know.
Yeah, so call me 10 o'clock. I'll go to the grave. I'll check it.
Okay.
All right? 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
All right.
You're welcome. You have the number?
Yeah. 801-5760 is my number.
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hello?
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hello?
Hello, sister woman. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
What's on your mind?
Mr. Wonka,
Yes, ma'am.
I would like you to send a happy birthday greetings out to Jermaine Fraser from his mommy, sister and brother, and the whole family.
How old is Jermaine now? How old is Jermaine?
33.
Jermaine not old?
33.
Goodness of mercy. Happy birthday to
33.
Jermaine. I got you. Happy birthday to Jermaine.
Yeah, that's a baby.
Yeah, that's the baby. That's a big, big baby. Happy birthday to him, okay?
Every day she called the show.
Leave that policeman daughter alone.
It doesn't matter. We set the rules. We say turn your radio down before you call the show.
Hello, welcome to Freedom Match. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm calling in. I'm trying to weigh in on a conversation concerning the spiritual advisor and Mr. Malcolm.
What?
I find spiritual advisor is always bringing up topics which he is ignorant of and has really very little knowledge of. And when Mr. Monka tried to school him, he pretends that Mr. Monka is having an attitude, and I am really quite annoyed with spiritual advisor. He needs to take his time and listen because Mr. Monka has a little more knowledge concerning the law.
Okay.
Spiritual advisor needs to stop
Okay.
bringing up topics that he doesn't know anything about. It is annoying.
Name one. Name one I did. Give me a subject I did that I didn't have
Everything.
knowledge of.
What Mr. Monk was talking to you about when you brought up the situation, when you were talking about Jobert Colby and our president.
Yeah, there was nothing to know. It was just.
Yeah, but then Mr.
There's
Monk was
nothing to know.
telling you and you continue to run on with
No,
foolishness.
no,
That
no.
shows your ignorance.
No,
and
no,
that
no,
was
no.
ignorance if you are not
Alright.
aware. He is a more learned person. Learn to
Okay.
listen to what he has to say.
Let me
It's
ask-
very annoying with your spiritual advisor.
Okay, I appreciate
You're
that.
always weighing on things you don't know anything about, and it shows your ignorance.
Okay, let me ask a question. What was there to know about that article that was posted in the Tribune?
The Monka was trying to tell you leave it alone because it was a political mischief, and you just continue to run on.
Okay, so what was it about it? I didn't understand.
Just what he was asking you. He was asking you a question, you couldn't answer it. That's what it was.
No, you misunderstood.
So he was telling you to leave it alone.
You wasn't listening
These are
properly.
kind of,
You wasn't listening properly. You just called the show to attack me, and you don't know what you run on with.
it's not at fault. You are at fault
Alright.
spiritual advice because you were there to give spiritual guidance.
Yeah.
Not angry and carry on with Mr. Monka. It
Yeah.
is insulting.
Okay. All right,
So
so
you need to control yourself as a spiritual advisor. That's what you are there for.
all right, no problem. Do you listen to my spiritual advice?
Very, very little spiritual advice because you have an anger problem.
Okay, all right, no problem. All right, you take care of yourself.
You need to deal with a spiritual leader.
Yes, ma'am. Don't forget to seek baptism for the remission of sins, eh? That's very
You don't
important.
worry. I hope you seek it.
You see that? See? You see?
I hope you seek it.
You see? Anyhow, you take care of yourself, eh?
You too.
Yeah.
I thank you, my
boy, I
dear.
tell you.
Hello, welcome to Freedom Match.
Hello.
Yes,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, leader and spiritual advisor.
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
powerful.
I'm only calling to remind leader,
Yes,
today is Martin Luther King Day.
that is
Yes.
true.
There's three men's name I want to hear when it's their day. So
Okay.
Lyndon Finland,
Yes,
Mandela,
Yes.
and
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. And you haven't mentioned his name once, please.
that is true.
Say happy heavenly birthday, please, for me.
I should have, because during the presidential address,
Yes.
Donald Trump referred
I don't want to hear.
to that wonderful legacy,
Okay.
praising Martin Luther King. And I'll have you to know something. Donald Trump is going to release all the confidential file on the assassination of John F. Kennedy Sr., his brother Robert Kennedy Sr., and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes.
But you
that
are
is
right.
good.
You are
Yes,
right.
sir.
If Martin Luther King had lived, he would have been 96 years
Yes,
old
I
today.
watch it all
yeah.
day.
Yeah. But I
Thank you very much. Please, happy heavenly birthday to Martin Luther King.
I thank you, my sister.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. All right.
Yeah.
323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bunker. This is Shanika.
Shanika, Donald has been sworn in.
Look here. Listen here. Hold on, Mr. Bunker. This is for him. This is a congratulations. Hold on. Listen to this.
Okay.
Ah, come on, man.
You heard that, sir?
Listen, that was Holy Ghost fire. Shanika, I didn't know you was to
Only
say.
God can do it, sire, to give the Most High the praise, because God made it happen
Oh,
for
yeah.
all those people who prayed, fasted, and stood on the word to see him move.
Yes.
You understand?
Oh, yeah.
Only God could do it.
Yes.
And I had to give him the praise.
Amen.
But onward, happy 47 to Donald Trump.
Yes.
And also, you saying something, sir?
No, I'm listening to you.
Okay, and also happy Martin Luther King Day, who helped to make this day happen for him, and all the nationalities and races around the world.
Yes.
My next quick thing is, for parents, please, we need you on board with your children. For those parents who are doing an absolutely phenomenal job, they are collaborating with the teachers, the community, the administrators. They are highly involved with PDA and all the other events. Hats off to you. For those parents who aren't pulling your weight, we need you on board.
Yes.
Especially because for me as an educator, case in point, I don't understand how you would expect your child to reach their full potential when we only see you at the report card day. Please change that narrative. We need you on board. Final point, to the Bahamian people that practice this type of spirit, I am seeing this spirit rise in this nation. Ungodly pride. When you could say or treat or act any way to people, talk to people any kind of how. That's demonic. That is not of God, especially those in the household of faith. Because my question to you is, excuse me, Director of Education, what in the world do you have that God has not given you? Please humble yourself, because even the breath you use, God has given that to you. Again, Mr. Bunker, God and only God did it. Have a great one. Good afternoon, Mr. Advice.
Trump.
Good afternoon.
Fight. Shanika.
Yes, Trump.
Fight.
Shanika, thank you so much.
Shanika is a wonderful Negro lady.
Seems as if Shanika is a teacher.
Of course, I thought you knew she was an educated person.
Yeah, blow me down. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. You're live, caller. Go ahead. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Spiritual Advisor, Mr. Rodney Manker.
Hello, my
Good
dear.
afternoon.
I would like to comment on something you all was discussing a bit earlier, reference to the funeral home and Mr. Hepburn from Serenity.
Yes,
I don't
ma'am.
know if you all listened to him the other night when he was on another talk show. Mr. Hepburn did say, and I quote, that he is owed $40,000. But he went into detail to explain how he is owed $40,000 from May of last year. He said sometimes the police calls them to go and pick up the bodies on the family islands. They have to then charter plane in order to go get the bodies. So the funeral home pay for that, and they expect the police in return to pay them. So it isn't that the funeral home is overcharging the police department. They're doing what they have. They're doing what they're supposed to do. I guess they had an agreement, and the police had agreed to the agreement. That is the reason why Mr. Hepburn is saying he is owed over $40,000. He also said the police had a rotation where they call a funeral home. If they don't get no answer, then they call the next one, and they will continue calling. So I just called you all to explain that to you all.
Well, we thank you for that explanation, and I'm going to suggest to Mr. Hepburn that he should make contact with Minister Wayne Monroe. How does that sound?
Well, I don't know if Mr. Wayne Monroe will get into that, because according to Mr. Monroe, he said he don't get into police business. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right, so
well,
y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening.
I
All
thank
right,
you.
Thank you so much, caller. 323-7775. How much more time we have? Welcome to Freedom House Call. You're live.
Hey, spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year to you.
Yes.
Brother Manka,
Same to you.
So,
how you doing? What's happening?
all right here.
Boy, for that man to let somebody owe him $40,000, he must get plenty money.
Wow.
And the minute that reached the 10,000, I'm cutting that off. I
Wow.
hasn't even going that far as 10. He ain't gonna be that kind of money. Now listen to me, that Shaniqua lady, I need to know where she's teach so I can keep my grandchildren from around there. Because she don't seem to be a real,
Hey,
you know.
hey. I do not want you to attack her.
No, I'm not attacking her, but she doesn't sound very.
You are attacking her. I want you to stop being anti-woman. She accepts my leadership, and you know any woman that accepts my leadership is a wonderful woman.
Okay, then I take that back.
I thank
I'm
you.
scared.
I thank you.
God bless.
All right,
bless.
you take care now, caller. All the best.
Yeah.
323-7775 is the number to call. 698. Welcome to Freedom House Call. You're live.
Good afternoon, Special Advisor.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Yes, ma'am.
This is Betty Elizabeth Rose Bolaria.
Hey, Betty, I haven't heard from you in a long time. What's happening?
But I'm right here standing up, and I don't like how these people talking to you all.
Yeah, this is true. You must pray for us, eh?
Your friends, you all, but I will tell them something. You're a senior person, and you retired, and you have plenty education.
I thank you for those kind
And I
words.
want to respect you as spiritual advisor.
Yes.
Because my people from Montgomery, Lutheran, are all over the place.
Right.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So tell them
Thank you,
just
sir.
watch it, please, okay?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Betty.
Huh?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
said okay.
And you'll have a good day now.
All right,
Thank you.
Too. Take
All right.
care.
Betty is one of the woman them folks. Yeah.
I think that's it. We're at the end of the show.
Well,
basically.
folks, we are at the end of the show. It's a glorious day. I cannot wait to get home so I can get before my little TV and go to YouTube to continue to watch Donald Trump and the people them celebrate this glorious day. I want to thank President Joseph Biden for all the vaccine that he sent to the Bahamas during his administration. So I want to thank him. I think he was a great man, but Donald Trump is the new man in town. I call on the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to work closely with Donald Trump. Donald Trump will make America great again. And if America is great, the world shall benefit. It's a glorious day in the world. We thank God for a peaceful transition. So I cannot wait to get home so I could continue the celebration. My spiritual advisor, I want to thank you for your services. I want to thank members of the public. Listen, do well, everybody. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the United States of America. God save Donald Trump. God save Philip Brave Davis. God save the King, King Charles III, and the entire royal family. God save the King. It's powerful.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, and callers on Freedom March are not necessarily those